Good evening and welcome to the Week 10 SwiftSole Setup Guide with myself, the LuckyBotter. I hope everyone is all good. I'm live here from London and thank you so much for you guys for tuning in week after week. And Supreme, as we know, in the past few weeks have been doing us a bit dirty. There's not really been much to go for. Last week, what happened to the marathon clock? I was literally actually on the road on the way back from a country called Wales. I wouldn't basically have a go at you if you didn't know where that was. But basically on the way back, trying to load up a task on SwiftSole and it wouldn't pick up. I was like, what's going on? Let me check the app. And it didn't drop in the UK or the EU, only dropped in the US. And we know that Supreme's been doing us a bit dirty with resale. However, they have come back with week 10. And honestly, for me, I think there are a couple of pieces within here that will have some resale, especially if you've got some collectors in your back pocket. Anyway, let's see how we're doing. Did Flaming Beats drop that intro song anywhere? It goes hard. Matt, Flaming Beats, my good mate, actually made that for me exclusively. That will not be dropping anywhere. That is my song, sir. Apologies for that. I got Premium recently to see if it will help me. This will be my first drop. Trying. Nice Puzzle World. I'll give you some tips as we go along today in what to use with Premium and what not to use and some stuff that we're doing. However, quite a big announcement. I was talking to the developers of SwiftSole and they've made a massive change. You would have seen that SwiftSole updated today and you would have seen inside of your app when you open it, the change that they've made. They have fixed the 3DS handling errors and they believe that it's now all sorted. Not only that, but they've been working really hard in the background on the last couple of drops. Luckily, it's been some brick weeks, so they can really analyze the situation without many people losing out. And they've seen exactly what's going on with Supreme's Antibot, aka the ticket system. And what they think they found is all of the issues that potentially have been going towards declined checkout for themselves. And they really think that they're on a turning point where from this drop forward, we are going to be seeing even more success for SwiftSole. So hopefully we will have a chance in order to test that tomorrow. I was getting confused with the day there. Apologies. If you've got any questions throughout, please put them down in the chat. That's what I'm here to do. I'm here to help. We're going to be looking, first of all, at the resale analysis in regard to this drop. Again, there are a couple of sleepers, so we will take a look at that. And then we'll also look at setting up, and we'll go through some of the premium features, because I know a couple of you are going for that. Again, you can purchase premium at any time. And of course, as soon as the season is over, you no longer need to pay for that premium. It gets frozen for you, and there are some nifty features and some cool features that you may want to take advantage of if you go for premium. Anyway, Mr. Producer, please put the phone on the screen and we are going to look at this week's drop list and what I think is worth going for. Why does everyone keep asking about the box logo tee like it's dropping this week? Henry, what happens is someone like Drops by Jay tweets out a picture and everyone assumes it's this week. The box logo is not this week. I think the Milan box logo is next week during the store opening. The other box logo, which is meant to be coming, who knows? But it is definitely not this week. People never read because whoever posts it always says it'll be available soon. It's true. It's true. Any leaks on the BOGO for EU, USA, not the Milan one? There has been a couple of leaks from Drops by Jay. You can check it out and go onto his Twitter and you can see there's a few leaks out there. Whether or not it will be exactly the same, we don't know. Do we know when it's going to drop? We never know. We never know. Anyway, let's look at this week. So first and foremost, we've got the Kryptonite integrated chain lock. I needed one of these on my car last night. Anyway, the chain lock is basically a bicycle lock that are rubbish. Kryptonite aren't the best, even though they sound good. However, for those of you who do know, the chain for Supreme is slightly iconic in regards to accessories. There's been some previous chains from like early seasons where they have gone for so much money and collectors love them. I don't think it's a bad item to go for if you have collectors there ready to buy your items, but will it have much resale? I don't know. The retail is quite high for the chain. However, as I say, it's quite an iconic piece for Supreme. Don't forget, they are technically a BMX brand anyway, skating brand, whatever you want to say. But that is a piece that collectors are wanting, and I've got a few pre-orders for that personally myself. Said will be available in the coming weeks. Yes, exactly what they said. Exactly what he said. Let's have a look at some other ones. There's one hat that I think is a bit of a sleeper if you have basically the collectors, and we'll go on to that in a second. I don't believe these two are that good. They may have some resale, but we've seen in previous drops, hats aren't doing that great unless it's something really different or unless it's something really iconic. Even like reverse box logo, etc. is not doing that great. So I wouldn't put my money into hats if that's it. Number predictions. People are asking me for exact resale predictions. I never go into resale predictions fully because the market is so volatile at the moment. I'll tell you whether I think it's got resale. I can't give you the exact resale prediction, unfortunately. I'm just not that much of an expert on that. And anyone who says they are, they're getting it wrong. Go and check all the resale predictions in the last 4 weeks of everyone that does resale predictions, and they've all been absolutely diabolical. Right, the Frayed Logos denim trucker jacket. Remember, there's been the punch hole jacket. There's been some other denim jackets that look like this that kind of represents like the Louis Vuitton Supreme collaboration. This should do okay, depending on that retail. The retail of $238, great, it will do fine. If it's any more than $300, absolutely not. Your blue colorway is going to do well. I think black as well. I'm actually debating getting the black for personal. Depending on how garish the Supreme logo is and how in your face it is, I have been debating getting the black one. I don't really need more personal items, but I do like a black jean jacket to go with cargos and stuff. So I'm debating it personally. However, if you're a hype beast of the hype beasts, you will want this jacket because of all the Supreme branding on it. I think the blue, then the black, red is meh, but that's how we go. I think if the retail stays at $238 and say £198, it's a go. I think that will be a go. Then we're looking at the Old English varsity jacket. There are some people out there that love the Old English. It's not got the, I guess, the leather sleeves and stuff. So it's not the old school kind of varsity jackets. However, the retail's quite low. Will it do well? I don't know. I personally don't think it will have much resale if it does. But summer's around the corner. Spring is here. That cream colorway will probably do the best. I think Jacob Starr calls it creme de la creme colorway. I think that'll do well. It's got the Old English text, so I wouldn't be surprised if he was going for it. I don't know if sometimes Jacob watches. I don't know if he's here now, but let me know, sir, or message me. You probably go for this, I'm guessing, because it's the Old English text. Anyway, what size should we go for that? Don't worry, I'll give you all the size predictions afterwards as well, and always what size you could go for. Please leave that. Next one, wool suit. Don't even bother. Like, who's buying a suit for Supreme? Where are you going in a Supreme suit? Why? Go to a suit maker. Don't go to Supreme. They are disgusting. We are going to move on from that. Cotton kinch pattern. No, thank you. Logo regular jean. This is our second item, I believe, or third item. I think it goes chain, then the denim jackets, and then these pants. And these may do well again in the black and the blue. Retail is right about there with pants when it comes to Supreme. I don't think this is a bad item to go for. Now, everyone clowned me when I spoke to you about the hysteric glamour jeans with the snakes going down it, and I bought them at $160. Every single one of them sold at $270. So that was a $120 profit on all the jeans that I got. And everyone said, no, they won't do well. Pants do well with Supreme. There are a lot of pants collectors out there if they're a good pant. Now, if Jacob Starr's going for them, they might do well, to be fair, because he's the one that kind of shows on that. Cans tee, where are you wearing that? Like, where are you wearing a shirt with a bunch of cans on it? I have no clue. Don't go for it. Iggy Pop, no thanks. So the Supreme Nike Air Force generally restocks on a Friday. Last week they did restock. The week before they didn't. So it's kind of erratic, but I would recommend that on a Friday, you get that set up. You always go for that restock just in case they do. Start at 11 a.m. and then see for about half an hour and see what happens, okay? But that's not on Thursday. Get that set up for Friday. That's when Supreme will restock Air Force Ones. Iggy Pop work short. It's not really going to have resale. That sweatshirt's not. Unseen Apes skateboard. If you remember one of the t-shirts, it had the Apes logo. That will probably be what this deck is in regards to what it's looking like. Will it have resale? I think it might do okay for deck collectors. The problem is decks are starting to kind of go down unless they're the really iconic ones like the Kermits, and even the Smurfs decks are doing well. And it's just because that kind of thing of all decks on the wall, if they're not a skateboarder, has kind of gone, or the fashion's kind of gone away from that. So would it be a good idea to risk? Potentially, you might want to go for it if you know some people out there that are buying decks. It's not a bad design. It would be a good design if it's exactly the same as the t-shirt. It's actually a decent design. Obviously, don't worry about the trucks and the wheels. Like, that's just what they do each week. Hand-style hooded sweatshirt. I've seen a few people like this. I can't see it personally. I really can't see who would wear that, really. It's cool-ish. It would have done well 2 or 3 years ago. Now, I don't think there's anything in that, in all honesty. The Patches Denon baseball jersey, I can see that doing well in the US. That's actually really nice. I can see that doing really well in the US. In the EU and the UK, we've just not got the fashion for that. That's not what we're about. We're not about basketball jerseys but basketball jerseys are getting better, but baseball jerseys, it's not really us. You don't really see people rocking that too much. But I can see that doing pretty well in the US. So if you're in the US, might be something to go for. However, the retail will be pretty high because of all of those different patches. It always is with that. The small box tee. Now, I can see what they've tried to do. They've tried to do like a paisley print or a bandana print, but it's too much. I can't see people wearing it. That's the thing. I've got some small box logo t-shirts just for personal, and I wear them in the summer, whatever, but they've never had resale. They never really will have resale. I wouldn't put my efforts into that if I were you. The striped sweater vest, no, absolutely not. It is disgusting. So, what are we looking at for this week? We are mainly looking at the bike lock, the jean jacket, the jean pants, and also potentially that skateboard. Now, there is actually one hat, and here it is, and that's the Gonz logo New Era hat. Now, if you are an old school Supreme collector or someone that has been following Supreme for a long time, you will love the Gonz logo. That is iconic. That could do pretty well. The black colorway and that white colorway, I think might actually be a bit of a sleeper item this week. However, I need to preface this. Hats have not been doing so well. So it's a risk. That's the riskiest cop of this week. But the Gonz logo is iconic for Supreme, as iconic as a box logo. Like, everyone loves the Gonz logo. So I would recommend, if you've got the risk appetite, and someone's downvoted it as I've said this, by the way. Can you believe it? Anyway, if you've got the risk appetite, potentially go for that, because I think that's a sleeper. I might risk it. I'm going to be honest. I might risk it. And yeah, it is a bit of a mare week. It's better, I think, than the last 2 weeks. But come on, Supreme, drop some stuff, please. So we're going to be looking at task creation, how we use the app to create our tasks, and all my tips in regards to sizing, etc. on it as well. So let's say we're going for the denim trucker jacket. We are greeted with this page. So first and foremost, the most, I guess, profitable size is a small, then an XL, then a large, then medium. And medium will sit for quite a long time in most items. And I love that because that's my personal size. So big up to the medium gang. However, if you want something that is the biggest of resale, go for a small. If you can't get that, go for an XL. And then large. But I think small and XL is usually your safest bet. Now, in regards to pants, generally speaking, your 34s and 30s are good as well. So what we do is we always pick one quantity. Remember, it's one quantity per person on each item. If I want more than one item, because I know a couple of you are new on SwiftSole, and I say this every single week, but if you want more than one item, you need to have total separate profiles. And what we mean by profiles is your name needs to be different, your address, your email, and your cards. So you need to get different cards to get unique checkouts. And also you need to start playing around with your address. So if I lived at 1 Smith Street, I might, for the next profile, write in 1 Smith Street or 1 Smith ST. And this is now where you'll know how much you can play around with your address for your carrier, which is usually UPS, to still deliver the items. So don't risk losing the package on a really weird way that you've done your address, but play around with it. Sometimes add in 3 letters in between the number and the street works. For instance, 1 AAA Smith Street. The next profile is 1 BBB Smith Street. That usually works. So you can try that. The email needs to be unique. I would change your name slightly. The telephone number needs to be unique. And the card definitely needs to be unique. Now, if you're in the EU, because of 3DS, you want to be using cards that are either non-3DS, you can get non-3DS cards. I don't think I can actually name them on there. But if you want automatic verification 3DS, then you've got BotHub or Soldo. Then you've got the ones that you can approve inside of an app. Revolut, Monzo, Curve. Just bear in mind that sometimes these providers do go down under a high traffic load. So you may find that some weeks Revolut doesn't work, or some weeks Monzo doesn't work. So just diversify your card pool. Have some from Revolut, some from Monzo, some from Curve. However you want to do that, okay? So Color, you may want to pick whatever one you want to go for. So let's say we're going for blue. We're going for one of them. Size, I'm going to feel risky and go for a small. I'm going to leave my profile as Soldo3, but as you can see, I've got all different accounts there. They will have all different and unique billing profiles, names, addresses, etc., etc. So I can go for the same item a multiple amount of times. If I want more than one of the same item, say box logos and stuff, of course I want to get as many as I can, right? If it was a box logo week. So let's keep it Soldo3. Now, Capture Harvester, you've got two options if you are premium. If you are not premium in your standard version, you just do Capture Harvester. I'll show you that in a second. If you are premium, you now have the option to use a third-party service known as AYCD. And AYCD is an auto-solving service. So again, another thing I go for every single week, but it's good to note if you've never botted Supreme or you don't really know much about botting and it's quite new to you, right? So captures. Captures are a grid of pictures where what's happening is the website has enforced capture to make sure that you are a human and not a bot. Now, capture will say pick the bicycles and you have to click on the bicycles and then click verify. Sometimes you have to do more than one of those before getting through. Sometimes it's just one. Sometimes you get something called a one click, so it's 0, and I'll explain that in a second. But the idea is to try and push capture either to SwiftSole, so you can do them if needed and you can solve them, or if they get sent to AYCD and you have Gmails with one clicks, they are done automatically. You don't have to touch it. So there are some Gmail accounts out there that if you've been logged in while surfing the net, while watching this, like YouTube, whilst looking at images, the news, you are building a profile to Google to say, I am a human, I do stuff on the internet with this account. You don't need to give me a captcha because you see me check my emails, you see me do everything, right? So that gives you a captcha score, or a high captcha score. Now, Supreme pushed something called an invisible captcha. So what happens is that if you've got a good trust score, it allows you to check out without doing any captures. If you don't, you'll get capture. And remember, this is all about speed. So if you've got capture and I haven't, I'm getting that item before you. And if I'm getting that item before you, hundreds of others are as well. So that technically means that you may have missed out because you haven't got one clicks. Okay. Now, don't fear, because what you can do is log into a Gmail account through SwiftSole, and I'll show you that in a second. So if you don't have AYCD, you are still able to get one clicks if your account is good. So in order to build up your profile, just tonight, watch some YouTube, tomorrow, watch some YouTube, surf the internet, just make sure you're logged in your browser with that Gmail account. Hello, Offend. How are you, sir? OBBC salute. Anyway, so if you are premium, you have the option of setting up AYCD. It's there. We've got all the details down below in the description. It is quite fiddly. It's quite in depth. It will take you some time. You could try to set up for tomorrow, but it might be a bit tight now. Secondly, it's a third-party service. It's nothing to do with SwiftSole. You're still going to need to purchase and pay for AYCD. In total, it's around $25 a month. Plus, you need to add in your Gmails. You may want to buy some one-click Gmails, etc., etc. But that's up to you if you want to do that or not. Okay? But you've got the option. And again, the guide is down below in the description, so check that out. Join the Discord and ask us any questions that you've got in regards to AYCD or anything else. So there are two modes, and restock mode is now working. You will be happy to know. Again, SwiftSole has done a whole overhaul of 3DS, of the ticket system, of restock mode. So we are now being told that this should work, okay? So after the initial drop, let's say you've been going 10 minutes and now you're waiting for restocks, put it on restock mode. It will kind of load up or preload a checkout. It will be quicker for that. So give yourself around 15, 20 minutes of the drop. If you're not getting anywhere, change to restock mode and see what happens. Revolut Curve and Monzo didn't work last week. I'm just sat in queue for ages and didn't move. Yeah, Liam, sometimes, as I say, either Supreme doesn't allow them to work or Monzo, etc. just go down because so many people are using it under high load. Honestly, it's a roulette. It's literally a roulette. So let's say we're going for drop mode. Now, you can go for a PayPal checkout. However, now that 3DS handling has been sorted, you may not need to. You may want to try that. Let's say you've only got one card. You're going to have to do PayPal checkout on the next task if you want the same item, because you've only got one card to use. And on PayPal, if you use the same card, it doesn't matter. Supreme doesn't see that. So it's classed as a different billing profile. Okay. So if you do PayPal checkout, you now need to go through before you run, logging in PayPal. then when it carts it, you need to go through to PayPal checkout. This is good if you're getting 3DS errors. So like what Liam was just saying, Monzo and Curve, etc. didn't work. So if it didn't work, what you should have done is gone back, stop the task, change it to PayPal checkout, run that task again, now check out of PayPal. Now it should work. So for the EUF1 restock, we're running in restock mode now. So this is where it's a bit different. What Supreme do with Air Force Ones is they take them off the website first, as in it won't be on there. So it's technically not a restock. It's a drop. This is drop mode. It's after the initial drop, like I say, 20 minutes. If you've not hit anything, you may want to put some tasks on restock mode. But on the initial drop, because they take them off the website and load them on again, it's a drop. That is drop mode. Okay? Hopefully that helps. I get wins that didn't show up in the bot, but I got the purchase email. Why is that? Could be a number of reasons. Could be high traffic on the site. It didn't ping to the bot. As long as you got the hits, as long as you got the emails, that's all that matters. That happens with all bots, by the way. I get that all the time. Don't worry about it. Got it. No problem, PJ. Hope that helped her. Yeah. So again, if you're running Air Force One, it's a very good question from PJ, and it's good to note that. Go for drop mode first because they load it back onto the site. They take it off and load on. It's a drop. Even though it's a restock, it's a drop. Trust me. So let's say we went for drop mode. We're not going to do a PayPal checkout and we save the task. It's ready to roll. So here are my tasks. Now, at the moment, you've got the big view. If you go into settings and you're a premium customer, you can collapse that and do a compact view. And that's good if you've got a load of different tasks there. Now, I'm going to add in another item just to show you something in a second. That should be fine for this. Thank you. So these are my tasks. Let's say you're not using AYCD. Two things to do before the drop. First and foremost is load in a Google Gmail account. So in the middle there, you can see add Gmail. You sign into your Gmail and hopefully it will take some one clicks from there so you don't have to do any captures. Now, once it's done that, the next thing that you should do is click on Harvester and just leave that there. Just before you run, leave that Harvester at the bottom because that means if any captures get pushed to you, it will now show in that window and you'll hear a noise to say that a capture is needed anyway. It's like a ting. A ting? A ping noise, not a ting. What the hell is a ting? Anyway, I'm becoming a roadman now. Then once you've done that, 1 minute before the drop, press start and cross your fingers, your toes, your arms and your legs because now we're waiting to see if we hit. Don't touch the delays. Leave that with SwiftSole. That's down to them. They know exactly what to do with Supreme, what's the best way of doing it, so leave that to them. Ideally, you should be on Wi-Fi and not mobile data. People get confused in regards to speed. It's about your ping time, not about the speed of the internet at that point. It's about how quickly you can ping to Supreme server, and Wi-Fi is faster all the time than a mobile network. I have 5G on this phone. I also have Wi-Fi from a Victorian system. I get like 50 megabytes up and down. It's disgusting where I live because it's London. Makes no sense. So I go on Wi-Fi. That's quicker than mobile. So we've got that there ready to go. Now, one other feature you can have if you are premium, and that is Multicart. So what you can do is you press plus, and you can have a look at your Multicart here. So let's say you've done a load of different items and you're like, do you know what? This week, I don't think many things will get out of stock that quick. And I want to save a bit of money on shipping. I'd rather get them all in one cart. It's very simple. I just hold onto one of them and all I do is I drag it into the other cart. And now that's only one cart. You can see there, cart JXB. That's in one cart. Bear in mind though, if one of those are the hype items, if one of them goes out of stock, you're going to get kicked out. You need to start again. So don't risk doing a multi-cart on a hyped item that you really want or a personal item you really want just to save $5 or whatever it is on shipping because you may lose out on the item. When it comes to like box logos, etc., don't ever do a multi-cart. It will not work. I promise you it will not work. Okay? Oh, can't delete the cart. What am I doing? Cool. So when you're ready to run, we just press plus, start all, and we are off. And then don't forget, if you are running any PayPal tasks, a minute before, click on PayPal login and get logged in with PayPal. And what will happen, let me show you what will happen. Let's go for, oh, I don't want to start it. What am I doing? Stop. Sorry. Let's just delete these tasks off. I'm going to go and try and go for some boxes. I think they're in stock. Random. PayPal, drop mode, capture harvester. Thank you. Save task. Okay. So now what should happen if I start. All right. So capture. It's done it. It's waiting. It's waiting. Awaiting PayPal is now what I've got. So what I now do is I click on that or tap on it, and I've got a PayPal button down at the bottom there. Now I can go and pay via PayPal through that task. I didn't want to dox my PayPal info just in case it's on there. And that's it, ready to roll. If you see a waiting PayPal, click on the item and then you can pay via PayPal. Okay? Very, very simple. All right, so let's take a look at some of your questions. Captures on my phone are way smoother than it is on my iPad, even though I've got a faster and better iPad than my phone. I have to press on the square multiple times on the iPad for it to register. I would say, Karim, that is probably down to SwiftSole mainly being iPhone compatible and just run from your phone. Can you show us or explain how to add PayPal? To add PayPal, just go into Plus, add PayPal, done. You just log in through PayPal, it's done. And now I've just shown you the task, so hopefully that just helped. Is the box logo coming out? No. There is no box logo this week. There is no box logo this week. They said it's coming soon, not coming tomorrow. So no box logo this week. All right. There will be a Milan one, I believe, next week. Is that the 6th of May? I think it is. But that will be at in-store only for their release. And then there will be a box logo this season, but it's not confirmed as to what date yet. Makes sense. That's what I figured. Thank you. No problem, Kareem. Got it. Thank you, bro. Nice. Cool. So again, biggest items of the week, I guess, padlock, the jean jacket, the pants, potentially the Gonzo hat. Some people are liking this jumper as well that you're seeing on the screen. So it could be something to potentially go for. It's a nice personal if you like this sort of stuff. But we'll see. Can you please go into more depth on Multicart? I don't know how more depth I can. You literally just drag it in, and now you've got 2 items in a cart. And ACB Studios is just a donut. So off they go. Goodbye, sir. And as I say, SwiftSole's come out of a massive update. So we will be seeing a lot more of that, which is great. We'll be hopefully seeing a lot more checkouts tomorrow. Should also be having a look at 3DS be able to handle better. So we should get more success all round, which would be great. Cool. So again, listen, if you guys are running tomorrow, the best of luck. I hope it does go smooth. I hope it does go well. Again, even if you're not going for anything, it might be worth just running to test your setup, see if you can get to a 3DS verification and just decline it. Simple as that. SwiftSole companion on Apple Watch. Ricardo, it can't work. I just don't see how it'd work. That small, like captures. No. Stick with your phone. It's not that hard to get. If you can do it on your Apple Watch, do it on your phone. Come on now. I know how to do it, but what's the difference like if I want to get stuff? I know how to do it, but what's the difference like if I want to get stuff? Puzzled World, I can't help with that question, I'm afraid. There is no difference. What will happen is that SwiftSole technically will try and add more than one thing to a cart, but that is sacrificed with time. So if you're going for something hyped, by the time you've added the other thing and then gone to check out, if one of them goes out of stock, it's going to kick you out of checkout and you haven't got any item whatsoever. So only go or only use Multicart on items that you do not think will go out of stock in the first 30 seconds, which isn't hyped items. That's not box logos. That's nothing like that. Okay? Very, very simple. Nice. Excited for SwiftSole on desktop, hopefully very soon. Same. I'm looking forward to seeing how that goes. And as you know, there was the form up inside of the Discord in order to get some users or first users. Do not forget, if you haven't joined the SwiftSole Discord yet, go down below in our guides and you can join there just before the drop. If you've got any questions, let us know. However, do not leave it to the last minute to set everything up and go, I've got 2 minutes left, what do I do? It's never going to work. All right? What should I multi-cart? Whatever you want, Jack. Whatever you want. But if you have disregard bad items, wouldn't the stock items still go through? No. That's only to cart. That's not how the Supreme website works. The Supreme website will kick you out of checkout. What the disregard bad items means is if SwiftSole can't pick up an item, it will disregard that pickup and still cart the rest. But SwiftSole can't change the checkout process on Supreme. If you want to actually buy stuff with a bot, make money. Oh, God. All right, Aiden. Good guy. Goodbye. Donut. Listen, there's so many people that always talk about other bots and saying this doesn't. Just go and have a look at the success of SwiftSole. I wouldn't be here if SwiftSole didn't work. I've hit with SwiftSole numerous times. Does SwiftSole sometimes have issues? Yes, like every bot. Not every person can hit with a bot. It's as simple as that. But for the price point of SwiftSole, for how easy it is to use, I don't need a setup for the phone. This is perfect. Like perfect. I've got friends who hit multiple on AF1s. They always hit any box logo drops, like the crossbox logo. I hit my personals on like the I think it was what was the hyped collab, Stone Island collab. I hit personals on that all the time. So I've hit so many prices on the year and make some good money off it. Exactly. Look, SwiftSole's been around 4 years. The developers have a lot of people's trust and they care about their user base. It's as simple as that. Are there other bots out there? Yeah. If you want to go pay $1,000 for other bots, you can. I run other bots, but I run SwiftSole alongside of it. And sometimes SwiftSole hits, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes other bots hit, sometimes it doesn't. So it's up to you how you want to do it, but you can't compare $40 bots to $2,000 bots that you need a computer and a server and it's apples and pears. For what this is powerful as hell. Powerful. I see so many people trashing, but I hit 30 items this season. This is it. This is exactly it. But, you can't. Some people just want a voice because they're lonely and basically at home they call out for people and no one answers. It's a sad world out there, really. It's a very sad world. Anyway, that's enough as much information I go into, and I'm not going to be someone's psychologist, but I hope you're all right, sir, and I hope you don't, lose sleep tonight over all this. Anyway, guys, listen, if you're going for anything tomorrow, the best of luck. Again, we will see some better drops coming. I'm sure we will, especially the box logo coming up and some other pieces from the lookbook. If you've got any questions, do let us know. Do join inside of the Discord, and we will be there to help. Anyway, listen, guys, thank you so much for allowing me to have your attention. And as always, if you are going for the drop tomorrow, be lucky. I've been a LuckyBotter for SwiftSole, week 10. Have a great evening. And again, good luck tomorrow if you're going for it.